Welcome to our 261 Fearless Myth-Busting series. And today we're in the classroom to learn about whether running is bad for your knees. Now, as a runner, I am sure that you have had maybe well-meaning relatives or potentially even strangers tell you that running is bad for your knees. Well, we're going to discover whether that is actually true today. So in the knee joint, the upper leg bone, the femur, meets one of the lower leg bones, the tibia. But it's not a case of bone grinding against bone. There are lots of structures in and around the knee joint which help to protect it. We have each bone end covered in a layer of soft cartilage which helps to protect it. We have in between the joints little discs which are shock absorbing discs, and these are called the menisci. We also have lovely synovial fluid which lubricates the joint, cushions it, and also helps to nourish this cartilage on the end of the joints. Then we have ligaments which are around and also in the knee joint, and these help to protect the joint. And finally, we have lots of big muscles around the knee joint which help to take the impact off the joint itself, which is really important when we're running. So you can see from this diagram that the knee joint is well designed for movement and impact. In actual fact, you're more likely to have problems with your knees if you are inactive than if you are a runner. To keep healthy, a joint needs to be moved. Runners do sometimes get knee pain, particularly new runners. And this is usually when you're increasing your training too quickly and you're not giving the bones, the joints and the muscles time to adapt to the new load that you're putting on them. So you can usually avoid this by making sure you increase your training gradually and you spend time strengthening the muscles around the joint to help protect it. Another big concern people have is that running will mean they develop osteoarthritis faster in their knee joint than somebody who doesn't run and might end up needing a joint replacement. Well, this is definitely a myth. The Faculty of Sports and Exercise Medicine in the UK were really clear in their position statement that osteoarthritis is not caused by exercise, and in fact, exercise can be used to help treat and prevent osteoarthritis. Recreational runners don't have an increased risk of osteoarthritis compared to non-runners. And in a study done in 2018, in runners who actually already had some osteoarthritis, running didn't increase knee pain. In fact, some runners had less knee pain, and it didn't increase the progression of osteoarthritis on X-ray changes either. Another study in 2017 showed that the prevalence of osteoarthritis in recreational runners was 3.5% compared to 10.5% in non-runners. Of course, you can have too much of a good thing, and if you're running excessive miles, maybe you're a professional or elite athlete, you could have some increased risk of osteoarthritis. But remember, the biggest factor determining whether you have osteoarthritis and how quickly it progresses is in your DNA, in your genetics that are programmed into your body, and not whether you run or not. So how can we look after our knees? Well, it's really important for us to be active, but we also need to make sure that we maintain a healthy weight, that we increase our training gradually, that we run with good form, and that we don't run if we're injured, and also that we do plenty of strength and conditioning to strengthen those muscles around the knee joint. All of these things will help us to have healthy knees. Now remember, running is not bad for your knees, and I hope you've enjoyed exploring and busting this myth with us in our 261 classroom, and make sure you join us for the next one.